Hello everyone and welcome back to Magic at the Movies. This is the official podcast of As Yet Untitled, where we talk all things movies, TV shows and whatever takes our fancy that week. I'm your host Joe, and joining me as always is my co-host Robert.
Is this where I come in?
Usually, yeah, but you don't have to. I can invite someone else onto the stage.
Okay.
Please welcome Aretha Franklin. So, how you doing, Aretha?
Yeah.
Aretha Franklin.
You don't know who Aretha Franklin is?
I know who she is. I can't. What song did she sing? R-E-S-P-E?
Yeah, that's Aretha Franklin.
There you go.
Say a little prayer and...
I won't do an impression of her because one, it wouldn't be very good, and also I feel it's not my place to do an impression of Aretha Franklin.
I really sold you down the hill there with that impression that I forced you to do.
Yeah.
But don't worry. Aretha's leaving now. But Arnold Schwarzenegger is here.
No. Oh, what's that?
How you doing, Arnold?
Ow. Making my way downtown fucking fast.
It's a good song, that, Arnold. Please continue.
Thank you. Ow. Watch my new movie, Jingle All the Way 3, going to Disney Plus.
It's going to Disney Plus, is it? Okay.
Yes.
We'll look into that. Maybe we'll review it. Won't we, Robert?
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll review it. Alright, thanks, Arnold.
Bye.
Ow.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Yeah, that's a... Will you be back?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. I thought he was going to say it back to me, but okay. I thought, he was just going through he was going to go through his iconic catchphrases. But,
I'll be back.
I'm always back to just say that again. Okay, must have heard me.
I love films.
They're great, aren't they? And I love the people that are in them. Especially Aretha Franklin. She's in the Blues Brothers, don't you know?
Is she?
Yeah, she's in Blues Brothers. Anyway, welcome back to Magic of the Movies, folks. It's a very silly start. But, now you're in. Now you're invested.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Yeah. Two special guests.
Yes, today our main topic will be the most recent big box office smash that's come to cinemas in the first big movie of the month of July, Jurassic World Rebirth. That will be our main topic of today, of discussion. But first, what did you say?
T-Rex hands.
That you're really cool, and I like you.
I am. I like dinosaurs.
They're great, aren't they? Anyway, but first, before we get to the main topic, we're going to start the show like we start every single episode. Last week we had a really extended version. This week we're going to try and shorten it down from that, because we're going to start with...
What have you been up to this week?
Thank you, Robert. Yes, so this is the part of the show where we talk about what we've been watching, reading, saying, doing the past week, or what we plan to do in the weeks ahead. So, start us off, Robert. What have you been up to this week? We're waiting with bated breath.
Well, I've not done much. I've watched a few.
That's doing stuff. That's what you're supposed to.
Doing things. Okay, so in prep, I haven't seen 28 Years Later yet, but I watched 28 Days Later, and I watched 28 Weeks Later.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that 28 Days Later was bloody brilliant, better than I thought it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like it was filmed like an episode of Doctor Who, like old early Doctor Who, and I liked that because obviously low budget.
That's the early 2000s for you.
2000s. So that was great, and then I watched 28 Weeks Later, which I thought was okay.
That's most people's
Yeah.
perspective on the 28
Became
franchise.
very generic, like a zombie film, and characters doing stupid things. But I didn't hate it. I got the streaming service Mubi because I was subscribed to Apple, and I wasn't watching anything on Apple, so I decided to cancel my subscription. I'm very sorry, I'll get it back when Ted Lasso season 4 comes out. And another streaming service that I also cancelled, but I can't remember what it was. So I got Mubi because there were a few things on there that I wanted to watch. So I watched Robot Dreams, which was nominated for Best Animated Feature in 2024 because it came out in 2023, and that was lovely 2D animation, no dialogue. It's a very lovely, beautiful film. watched the documentary Paris is Burning, which is came out in 1990, but it was filmed over about 7 years, and it's basically about the queer scene in New York back in the 1980s.
Yeah.
And it very much is like an open door to queer culture, and it was beautiful, and it made me cry because it was just people living their life, and it made me really sad to think that 35 years later, and we're not that much in a better place. And these people were just, and I think what I liked most about it was that it wasn't condescending. It could very easily have been like, oh, people don't understand people this, but it was genuinely like all these people like talking about their experiences and what things were like in a normal, like very welcoming way.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a very lovely documentary, and it was beautiful, and we'll probably watch it again very soon because it's stuck in my mind for a while. And then yesterday I went to see a film at the Everyman in the smallest screen I've ever been in, because it was
Intimate.
3 rows. Yeah, it felt like a home cinema. But I saw The Salt Path, which has Julian Anderson and Jason Isaacs, which is really ironic because the day that we saw it yesterday, it was on the news, because the true story that it's based off, the author is being accused of making up some of the events that happened in the story.
No.
But I thought it was really good. I loved it a lot. It's very simple. It's simply basically this couple have been evicted from their home, and they are homeless, so they go on a walk on the coast of like Devon and stuff. Then they go on a walk to Land's End.
They go on the Salt Path.
They go on the Salt Path. And it's just very lovely. Julian Anderson and Jason Isaacs are great in it. They feel like a proper couple, and it's just very lovely. It's quite sad. It's quite mundane. It's not. It's got funny bits in it, but on the whole, it's not that funny in the film. But it was very lovely, and I was sad to hear that a lot of people there's a whole controversy around it, because I really liked it. So when I found that out, I felt guilty for liking it. 'Cause I'm like, oh.
Maybe it worked well as a film because some of it was made up.
Yeah, maybe. There you go.
I don't think that should detract from the fact that you liked a movie.
Yeah.
I mean, I really like Manhattan and Annie Hall, but I mean,
Woody
Woody Allen can get in the bin.
That's why I haven't watched those films, because of those reasons. But I know that I probably really like them.
They are good movies.
But why can't people just behave themselves?
Why can't people just stay in the lane? You know, stop it.
Stop it.
Just stop it. Whatever you're doing, just stop it. Give yourself a slap on the wrist,
Stop.
and then just stop it.
Yes.
You know,
Silly souls.
you silly sausages.
And then, because I was with a friend and I stayed at their house yesterday, we went back to theirs and watched Cheaper by the Dozen 2, Mamma Mia, and St. Trinian's, because they're like nostalgic based stuff, and we had a great time. So yeah, that's essentially, and obviously Taskmaster finished.
Yes, I was going to talk about that. Yeah. Taskmaster has had its series 19 finale. So we've had to say goodbye to Fatih Al Ghori, Rosie Ramsey, Stevie Martin, Jason Mantzoukas, and the eventual winner, Matthew Bainton. A very good series.
Really good.
I
It
thought-
went so quick.
Yeah, it just sped by. Despite the fact it also had 10 episodes.
Yeah.
I thought it just wasn't on for long enough.
I know.
I
It
wanted it to
felt
be on
like
more.
it. I don't know why that was, because watching last season, I remember like it didn't like go on for ages, but I remember it felt like a long.
Felt like a bit
time.
longer. Maybe it's because it was near the end of the year. Maybe that played a factor. But yes, a very good series. This will be sort of segue into what I've been up to.
Yeah.
I'll probably eventually go back and rewatch it because I thought it was a very good series. I think everyone was a very good character that like showed out. I love JV Martzoukas, like the team of Jason and Stevie. I thought they worked very well together. The I'm locked in bit was really good. And despite Matthew like sort of like running away with the series, because all the other four were sort of like closely knit together in terms of points at the end, and then Matthew was a bit far behind. He had a lot of embarrassing moments where he fucked a lot of things up.
Oh God.
And was just so embarrassed for most of it, so it didn't seem like he was like towering above everyone else because he had a lot of things happen to him. Like the bin bit where he had to sneak past Alex and get the things out the bin, put them into the opposite bin, and it looked like he'd just done it really well. Like he'd been the only one who had done it, and it just showed at the start that he moved the bin, which he wasn't allowed to do. He had no reason to move the bin. And also his bollocks falling out a couple of times.
And I loved him, Rosie, and Fatia as a team because it was just like there was
chaos.
Three just opposite people.
Three very different people. Fatia could not care less
I loved
about
her.
some of these tasks, especially the live tasks where she just doesn't move, which I found hilarious. And her flirting with Greg was great. I only recently found out that she's in her 40s.
Is she?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
She looked great.
She really does. I felt sorry for her at some bits. Like when the amount of times that she had to pop a balloon or be around.
Yeah,
like she had a genuine
like
fear of balloons, and like I felt bad that they kept bringing it back up. I was like, stop it!
It's the Taskmaster balloon popping.
But I love that for some tasks she just knew that she wasn't going to be able to do it properly, so she was just like, I'm not going to make a fool of myself.
Despite the fact she did win an episode.
She did win an episode. I was thrilled when that happened.
And despite the fact that in the first half, like Stevie looked like she was going to be at the bottom.
Yeah.
She ended up coming second.
Yeah.
She won quite a few episodes.
She did.
Jason won a few episodes.
He did win.
Rosie won a few episodes. It's one of those series where they all won an episode. It's not like someone was left out.
Haven't they already announced the cast?
And then afterwards, if you were watching it live for the last episode, the credits came and they said, "Oh, we're going to tune in soon. Stay for like 45 seconds, and we'll be announcing the Series 20 cast."
Oh, I didn't realise that's how they did it.
And I can't remember any of them, but I know that there are some.
Maisie Adams was.
Maisie Adams was one, yes, and two people that have been in a lot of films and TV shows. Whose names I can't remember right now.
No.
And then two quite good up and coming comedians.
Yeah. That should be.
So it's still great, Taskmaster.
Still great.
Still give it a watch.
Yeah.
It's really good. Most of it's on Netflix now.
Yeah.
So feel free to. There's only 2 series that aren't on Netflix at the moment. So feel free to give it a watch there.
Really good.
What else have I done? What else have I watched?
What
else have I been doing? What else could it possibly be? Well, I dusted everything in the house. I've dusted all of my Lego and my action figure and my comic book collection. All of my collections have been dusted now.
That's good.
They're all perfectly clean. I've done some manoeuvrability around because they've recently, announced some new Lego sets that I might want and need to find space for. I also...
How's that going?
Not great. Not great at all, Robert.
Oh.
I also... you have started this, but you haven't finished it.
Oh.
I have watched and finished Ironheart, the MCU's latest TV show, and the official final project from Phase 5. We're now officially into Phase 6. Phase 5 is done.
Yeah.
And on the whole, I quite liked the show. I quite liked all the characters. I quite liked the setting. I quite liked the fact that at that point I was watching 2 shows that were very much centred around Chicago. The Bear and Ironheart.
So they're going to cross
very different parts of Chicago, it would seem. One's a chef, one's an Iron Man. I liked the idea, like, the general purpose of Ironheart from the comics is what if Iron Man was working class?
Yeah.
It works well, I think, because she has to adapt and overcome certain things that Tony Stark didn't have to. I think there are great moments where she has to show that she's smart without the suit.
Yeah.
And that she can handle things without the suit, which I think there are scenes where she does do that.
Yeah.
Well, just like in sort of Iron Man 3, where he has to sort of prove that he can manage without the suit.
Yeah.
I liked the idea of having Parker Robbins, the Hood, as the main villain, because It's not just another iron-suited person that she has to fight. And the idea of bringing like fighting technology with magic and how do you do that? And I think that's all very intriguing. There's some decent cameos, good characters all around. I like her little group that she's got.
Yeah.
And Park Ramsey's group, I do like that group as well. A lot of good characters, and the main villain as a whole I think was pretty good. Again, it's not the best show. There are some problems with it. The suit does look better, by the way. And by the end, the suit looks very good. I think it's a very good looking suit.
I'm excited to see the final product.
So yeah, I think it's just quite an enjoyable show. I found. I'd say give it a watch. You know, give it a chance.
Give it a chance. Don't be a
and
troll.
it's got a fairly good Rotten Tomatoes score.
Yeah.
It's in like the mid to high 80s.
Yeah.
And considering the fact that there were, before it even came out, there were people that were review bombing it.
Yeah.
So considering that it's still in the high 80s, despite that fact, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah. Definitely.
So yes, give it a watch. But now we're all set for Fantastic Four. Please do well. Please do well.
I'm nervous.
I'm nervous for Fantastic Four. What else have I done? Not much, but I will try and find something else that I have done to make this segment
That's okay.
worth our while. I once again finished Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go through the side missions now and all those fucking Riddler trophies. Fuck you,
That'll
Riddler.
be fun.
It's so fun. I have so much fun doing it. It's really, really good. But I've played it a lot, so I sort of know what I'm doing now. Yeah. And like the riddles that come up says, well, it's that. I know it's that. Come on. It's not hard. It's that.
Well, there you go.
You're not smart, Riddler. You're not smart.
Poor
Just because
Riddler.
you can put loads of trophies around the place. 240.
240.
There's 240 of the fuckers. Actually, not mine. Yeah, actually might be like 420. I think 240 was Arkham City. There was 240, and now there's 420.
Oh my gosh.
There's loads.
What do you do? Is it like just different?
It's like you have to do like puzzles and stuff and like to figure it out. Which is why in like a next Arkham game, if they do a next Arkham game, they could just do the puzzler instead of the Riddler. Because then it's just puzzles in it.
I'm surprised they haven't done another one recently.
I like thinking about it because it's like the 10-year anniversary of Arkham.
They should put
Arkham Knight, and they did like the VR one, Arkham Shadow.
Yeah, they did.
Which was pretty good.
But
I want one like I can play.
Yeah.
I'm not getting a Meta Quest 3 just so I can play another Arkham game.
Yeah.
But the fact it's pretty good, so.
The ones that they put out recently, like Suicide Squad and Gotham Knights, like didn't do well.
Yeah, it doesn't do it for me.
So
why would you make a Batman game where I can't be Batman?
Yeah. Yeah, I agree.
Stop making me not be Batman. I want to be Batman.
You can be all these other characters.
Yes.
No.
I want to be Batman as the main one, but I also want to play as all these other side characters as well. So give me the option to be able to do that. Let me give me the option to be able to play as Nightwing, Robin, Batgirl, Red Hood, which Arkham Knight gives me. But then it'll also let me have like a Batmobile that doesn't turn into a tank. Maybe it's like a prequel one where I can just ride it around, and all the various bits are connected, like the Arkham Knight map's connected to the like Arkham City map, so you can drive around that as well. Make me be able to connect to Arkham Asylum as well, so I can if I defeat a baddie, I can get to drive them up to Arkham Asylum. I get to explore that as well and lock them up there. Let me just be able to explore all of this. You have the stuff, just make the thing.
Yeah. Do it. Don't want to be Captain Boomerang.
You don't want to be... I don't want to be Captain Boomerang.
I played some of Suicide Squad.
I did not. I just saw it and I went, nah.
It's got bored.
I was excited for it because it's by Rocksteady, the same people, but then it's just... Oh, it's pay to win. Live service. Not live service. Please God, not live service. I'd pay anything for not live service. Just give me a game that I can just play. Wouldn't that be great?
It's because it's
A game
cheaper
I can
for them,
just
isn't
play.
it?
Is it cheaper? They poured like a lot of money into that. They lost
They
a
did.
lot of money.
Oopsie.
Then again, the game industry's the biggest industry at the moment, isn't it? So,
Yeah, good point.
so therefore,
Depends what's
infinite
happening.
game industry's got infinite money at the moment.
Still haven't played Indiana Jones yet.
Me neither.
'Cause it's too expensive.
It's too expensive right now. Maybe when I go to London, I'll buy it from near a shop and it's there.
Yeah, that's a good.
Yes, I'm going to London again soon. That's a thing I'm doing.
Yeah, that's
And next week I've got Oasis.
Oh.
I got tickets for Oasis. I'm going to go see them with the brother and the father in Manchester.
Oh, that'll be fun.
It will be fun and my voice will be gone.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm
That'll be
fine
fun.
with it.
And when do they actually start performances?
Last weekend.
Oh, they've already started.
Yeah, they started in Cardiff.
Oh. No idea.
They're in Cardiff this weekend, like
Right.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I think, and then they're in Manchester this weekend.
That'll be a big thing.
I think maybe Birmingham the weekend after, and then they're in London. And then done.
Yeah. Wow. Be
They
safe.
seem to be getting along from the footage I've seen of the Cardiff one, so
Wow.
maybe they won't have battered each other by the time we get to ours.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully not.
Are they from Manchester?
Yeah, they're from Manchester, they're Manx. That's why they're doing it in Manchester.
Right.
That's going to be like a big one.
Where is it?
I think it's in like the big park.
Right. Okay.
Not at the MEN. That's too small.
Park Live.
That's also too small. I bet they would have loved to do it at the Etihad because
Yeah.
they're both City fans, but
I bet they could have if
they could have done
wanted
that.
to.
But oh well.
Never mind.
I think the park will have like more people.
Yeah.
I would imagine.
A lot of people.
But yes, that's what we've been up to this week and what we plan to be up to in the weeks after. Shall we move along to our main segment? Our main segment of the show. Actually, you know what? Before we start that, I was going to mention this up top, but I sort of forgot. But I do want to mention it. We've had some unfortunate deaths.
Yeah.
This past week related to the film and television industry. First of all, Michael Madsen has unfortunately passed away. He passed away quite recently.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was on the 3rd of July.
I think so.
It was on the 3rd of July. So yeah, apparently it was a cardiac arrest that got him. Which is 3rd of July 2025. So yeah, that's not really a great thing. Michael Madsen in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I've seen him in a lot of Tarantino stuff. He's in Reservoir Dogs,
Iconic.
both Kill Bills. He's in Donnie Brasco, Thelma and Louise. He's in Free Willy, The Hateful Eight. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, he makes an appearance. He's probably most remembered for being in probably one of the most iconic scenes in all of cinema. The stuck in the middle with you scene where he cuts the guy's ear off, and then he gets shot a bunch of times.
He does, because he's a psycho in that.
He's a real bad person in that. But yeah, he's had problems in his life, but he's always given a good performance. And he's been in a lot of very iconic movies, so unfortunate to see him go quite young as well. And then also, the day before, on the 2nd of July, we also lost Julian McMahon. Julian McMahon. Well, he's the son of a prime minister from Australia.
Oh.
But he has been in several movies that you might know. He was in Home and Away from Australia.
Right. Yeah.
He's been in the television show FBI and FBI Most Wanted. He was in Nip and Tuck. He was in Charmed. These are all television shows.
Yeah.
He's most recently been in The Surfer with
Oh. Yeah.
whose name I've forgotten. How have I not? With Nicolas Cage.
Yeah.
He was in that very recently, and he's probably most remembered for playing Doctor Doom in Fantastic Four and Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer.
Okay, I know who it is now.
And unfortunately, he had gone on to say that he thought he could have given a better performance as Doctor Doom, and he thought he wanted the opportunity to be able to do it again. and maybe Doomsday and Secret Wars was a chance for him to get the opportunity, but unfortunately not anymore, because now he's no longer with us. So that is a real shame. All in all, I've heard quite a lovely man.
I wonder if they'll dedicate Fantastic Four to him.
Quite possibly, that would be nice to see.
Yeah.
He's a lot of like love pouring in for him, especially from the Owen Griffin and Michael Chiklis has said stuff, and Chris Evans has said something as well. So that's an unfortunate one. And in terms of the comic book space, we've also lost Jim Shooter, who at one point was editor-in-chief of Marvel Comics, and a lot of people say that he saved the comics industry at one point during the 80s and sort of like steadied the ship for Marvel and made it a bit more profitable. You could say he was also a very controversial figure.
Ew.
I would also say this by how he like ran the place and what he told his staff to do and how harsh he was on various things, and you know, he didn't get on with like a lot of artists and stuff, and was probably the main reason why Marvel still doesn't really pay their artists quite well.
Well, he sounds like a ball.
Yes. Yes, a successful but controversial run as editor-in-chief at Marvel. He also launched comic publishers Valiant, Defiant and Broadway, who are two of which I think are still going as comic book publishers. He has done a lot of pretty good things for the comic industry, and has been a big creative and has written a lot of good things. He was the main focal point behind the original Secret Wars run, which was inevitably just a run to sell toys. But was pretty well founded all nonetheless, and he's behind a lot of different things as well in the comic industry, some pretty good things as well, and that big run in the 80s that set Marvel up for some more success. So overall, I think it's sort of bittersweet to see him go. Now we will move it along to our main segment of the show. Now we've got the unfortunate stuff out of the way, because we get to talk about dinosaurs now. Would everyone like to talk about dinosaurs? Or are people sick of dinosaurs, like what this film thinks we are?
I don't like that.
Because Jurassic World Rebirth has hit cinemas this past week. It was released on the Wednesday, on the 2nd of July, because of the July the 4th opening, so to get like a longer span. So it's had a longer time in the cinema, nearly a week now. Also, that sort of probably helps its box office because Superman's coming quite soon. That might, stop it quite dead in its tracks. But you never know.
We'll see.
People do like dinosaurs. So this is directed by Gareth Edwards, who has done quite a few pretty good things. His last film was The Creator, who which is I thought was fine in terms of the story's perspective, but it looks incredible, and he made it for $90 million, and it looks that good, because he just plans everything in advance of what he wants to see and what this is going to look like, which makes it easier for the CGI people. Based on characters by Michael Crichton, we're quite far away from that now. I would say it stars Scarlett Johansson, Mahershala Ali, Jonathan Bailey, Rupert Friend, Manuel Garcia Ruffalo, and Ed Skrein's in it as well. Like seeing Ed Skrein in things. He's most recently been in Rebel Moon, and he was Ajax or Francis in the first Deadpool. That's Ed Skrein. Well, I think would be quite a good Lex Luthor. If he could do an American accent, which I'm not sure he can do. He'd be quite a good Lex Luthor.
That's really weird, because when I was watching it, I was thinking that. I don't know why I was thinking about Superman, but
because it's next.
True.
Because I'm more excited for it. It had a budget of 180 million, but some people claim that it's closer to 230 million.
It's a Jurassic film.
Jurassic film, and currently has a box office of 322.6 million. So it's had a pretty good opening weekend.
It's made more, like a similar amount of money to Thunderbolts did in its first few days than Thunderbolts has done in the past few months.
That is the Jurassic effect
Yeah.
for you, because despite what this film wants you to believe of the idea of no one cares about dinosaurs anymore, and that sort of like little tidbit that they try and put on but then gloss over,
I don't understand.
because this film glosses over a lot of things.
It does.
People really care about Jurassic Park and dinosaur movies,
Yeah.
because I don't know about you, I saw it on the Wednesday, my screening was packed.
Was it packed?
It was a packed screening. Everyone had come to see this. I mean, the people I was talking to beforehand,
Yeah.
saying, I'm going to the pictures, so are you seeing the new Jurassic Park? I said, yeah. Oh, I want to see that.
Yeah.
I had so many people with that same reaction. Even our boss at work,
Yeah.
when I said I was going to go see it, he said, oh yeah, I want to see it too, I'm seeing it afterwards. So people really like Jurassic Park,
Yeah.
because it's probably just something they've grown up with, and that first one, it's a banger,
It is.
and Jurassic World's alright,
Yeah.
and the rest can, we can take them or leave them, can't we?
I really like the other Jurassic World films.
Yes, it's fine. It's fine if you agree or disagree with people. It's fine. What did we think of this film, Jurassic World Rebirth?
I really enjoyed it.
Mm.
Putting my hands up, a lot of people really don't like it, but I'm like, it's just a bit of fun. I don't know what people were really expecting from it.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a little bit silly? Yes. Could the human characters have been given better development in some areas? Yes. Does it start too quick? Yes. Is the Snickers wrapper a stupid way to start it? Yes. I think overall they tried to make it a bit more interesting, because realistically, what else can you really do? This concept is like, it's the third time now, no, fourth time actually, that we've gone back to an island where dinosaurs have been and things have gone wrong with them. Lost World, Jurassic Park 3 and Fallen Kingdom, and now this one. So it's like they needed to do something to change it up a bit, or else there'd be like no point. So the whole thing is that it's mutant dinosaurs, and it's hybrids of various species, and I think it works, and I think it keeps it more interesting. Why are they making hybrid dinosaurs? I don't know. What's the point of a two-headed velociraptor? Why did they make that? I don't know.
Why would you make that?
Why would they make the D-Rex?
The big main D-Rex. What's the point of that?
Like
let's take a T-Rex and make it the most terrifying fucking thing.
Give it like
most
6
unstoppable
arms.
thing. Why would you do that? Why would you make a velociraptor that can fucking fly?
Who knows? And a T-Rex that can swim.
Why would you make a T-Rex that can swim? Spoiler alert, that's in the trailers. Yeah, that's my letterbox review. Why the fuck would you make a T-Rex that can swim? I understand that's like the only scene that's been taken from the original Jurassic Park book, because that was in the original book of a T-Rex chasing down the water rapids, and that scene's very good. That's probably my favourite scene of the film. I just think for most of the rest of the Jurassic Park franchise, bar maybe Jurassic World, I think they've misunderstood what draws people to this. They just think, creature feature, we can just put dinosaurs in, it's fine. The human characters we can just gloss over. But if you look back at the original Jurassic Park, sure, when you were younger, it's all about the dinosaurs and it's a big creature feature and it's a bit horrifying. But when you get older, you find out that some of the best moments are when it's just the characters, it's just the actors, just having conversations with each other and just exploring that dynamic. Because Jurassic Park, it just has great writing, it has great storytelling.
Definitely.
Because you relate to Alan Grant, you relate to Jeff Goldblum's character and Hammond and all the various people that are in it. And they're now iconic characters because you took time to give them arcs and personality. And a lot of the other films seem to have just not done that. Again, bar I would say Jurassic World. I think Jurassic
I'd
World has
agree
got a
with
lot
that.
has got like a lot of difference, because now it's about we have to do something different, and Jurassic World is what if the park was actually a big thing and there were loads of people in it, what would happen? And that's interesting, and I understand why they've tried to do this of what if every dinosaur was just a fucked up monstrosity? What would happen? So there's the difference in there, and yeah, like you say, it's a bit of fun. It's a bit of a fun time at the cinema. I can see why people go and see this. I quite enjoyed watching it.
Yeah.
But most of the bits where I enjoyed watching it is when no one was talking.
Yeah.
Because the dialogue, it's written poorly. It's got very poor dialogue. Some characters make some dumb decisions. There's some dumb characters in it. Some characters I don't think should even be in the film.
No.
Because I think they're a bit pointless.
Right.
But overall, again, I had an enjoyable time, bar some like weird writing, dialogue things, some poor characters, and like some poor decisions in terms of the plot.
Yeah. I mean, I gave it 4 stars.
I gave it 3.5.
Yeah.
Because dialogue's very important. Dialogue and writing's very important to me. If I can't relate to these characters through their voices, then again,
I really liked Scarlett Johansson, Jonathan Bailey, and Mahershala Ali.
I thought they
were
worked really well together. I liked I liked their like dynamic that they had.
I think Johansson, they gave the best like character. I loved the scene at the start when Rupert Friend's in his car and then she's just in the back when he gets back in and she's like, "Hi." I was like, I love this. More of this. She's like this cool like secret agent kind of like under the radar person. And then like you hear bits about their backstory, but it's never like fully developed. You sort of forget about it because of like all these dinosaurs.
They just say it's like sort of passing like, oh, this is so important, but you don't have to think about it. No, it's just.
But I liked her relationship with Jonathan Bailey and how, you know, they're in it initially for the money, but then they're like, wait, this should be for everyone. This shouldn't just be for rich people.
Which is very evident that was going to happen. It was very evident that Rupert Friend's the slimy.
Yeah, you couldn't get
CEO,
slimier than.
Yeah, you couldn't get slimier really.
Literally, spoiler alert, like basically nearly kills a child.
Yes.
I quite liked the family.
I was alright with the family except for the boyfriend. I don't know what the boyfriend's doing there.
But he saved his girlfriend. He thought that he was a bit of a low life, and then he like jumps into the water after.
But then he has nothing else after that, and that's quite early on.
Just fair. I like.
Was it the joke when, or was he? Did he stick around so they could do the joke of he's pissing in the jungle and a velociraptor's about to kill him? But then the velociraptor gets killed by a big pterodactyl.
I thought that was quite funny.
Which was quite funny. Because I understand why they've done that, because I think we're all sick of a lot of velociraptors right now, because the last 3 have been like centred around a velociraptor.
Yeah. But I liked the little I liked, and they had like little baby Dolores the Triceratops.
Dolores the Triceratops, the tiny Triceratops.
And some people were like, well, what's the point of that? But the point of it was that because she was like so terrified, and then she had this thing to look after, something for her to worry about, and that made her like not as frightened because she had this little pet. It was just, she was just adorable. But yeah, the T-Rex sequence was really great.
Yes.
I liked the pterodactyl hybrid thing when they were on the ropes. I was like, oh my god. Like, and whenever that happens in a film, whenever someone's abseiling, like something's gonna fucking go wrong. Obviously.
It's always abseiling.
Yeah.
Never trust abseiling.
I thought that the way that the crew members, like not the main crew members, like the way they died.
The ones that were very very evident that they weren't going to survive.
Red shirts, basically. But I loved the shot when the boat scene I thought was amazing.
Yes.
And then when they get off the boat and like she's trying to tug their stuff, like a big mound of stuff, and then that dinosaur like comes up behind it, and then I thought that was amazing. I was like, more stuff like that, because that like was chilling. And I loved like the opening titles as well, with like the red and then it had the Jurassic logo, and it was like doo-doo-doo. And that was great, and it's got like really great stuff in it, but I think on the whole they were just like, I think they made it really quick. They were like, this is going to be an easy cash grab. Get some A-list stars, we'll pay them whatever, because if Dominion can make $1 billion, anything can make $1 billion. And I love Dominion, but I understand that it's not great.
I love the fact you say, I love this film, but I know it's not good.
I know it's flaws, I just really enjoy it. I think this is the same with this. It's like it's got flaws, but I think...
Then also this film like just goes against what Dominion was about, so it just says...
It is disappointing.
Just because Gareth Edwards says, I don't know what to fucking do with this.
But
So
they don't
let's just say
enough
they're
time
all
there.
dead, apart from the ones very much near the equator because it's hot.
It doesn't make any sense because he doesn't spend that much time in civilization anyway, so what's the point of saying that...
All we really see is a Brontosaurus, like,
getting
near
removed.
death in, like, Central Park.
Yeah, it doesn't make... I don't understand where that's come from. That, like, what... At least what Jurassic World was setting up is, like, humans and dinosaurs cohabitating. And I think, like, before you see it, you
What
think...
happened to life finding a way?
Literally. And then Gareth Edwards is like, everyone's sick of dinosaurs, they're all dying. I'm like, that would not happen. That would not... In a
Have
million
you seen
years.
dinosaurs? They're fucking epic. I saw dinosaurs walking around, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
I would never get sick of that.
No! How
Every time a
could
dinosaur
you?
walked around, I wouldn't just like stand there looking at my phone. I'd fucking look up. It's a fucking dinosaur.
You tell me that 3 years have passed. and
Instinct's got to
everyone's
kick in
bored.
because a lot of them would kill you.
I do also think, and while like obviously it would sort of be nostalgia bait, but I don't understand if these characters are going to do a mission as big as this, why they wouldn't get in contact with like the characters from Jurassic Park and Jurassic World who have faced off against
It
these
needs to
things
be
multiple
covert.
times.
Oh, we have to do this ourselves. Why do you have to
Why?
why do you have to bring Jonathan Bailey along? I understand having Jonathan Bailey's there. Great. He's Jonathan Bailey. He's looking very good with his stubble and his glasses.
Yeah.
He's looking real good. I
Very
bet he's gonna look better in Wicked. He often does. That new Lego Wicked set, I know you're on it.
Yes, I have seen.
I know
I don't
you're
know
on it.
if I'm going to get it. I don't have the room.
My sister's definitely getting
Yeah.
it. I sent it and
The
she's like,
minifigures.
and she's like, yeah, the actual minifigures.
That's what I want.
I didn't want mini dolls, I want minifigures.
I don't really want the actual set because it's like bookends, which
That's
is
a
fair enough.
bookend
But
thing, yeah.
I don't want it, and it's going to be small. I just want the minifigures. Do a minifigure series, like a blind thing. That'd be great.
They haven't got enough characters, I don't think.
Probably not. You're right. But I think it's maybe just because I love Alan Grant and Ian Malcolm and Ellie
Yes.
Sattler and Owen Grady and Claire Dearing. Like, I love them. I think they're great. And I think, like, if it had had a cameo from one of them, I think it would have made it more exciting.
You just
like,
wanted Bryce Dallas Howard in it.
I did, but it would have made so much sense.
You wanted your question at Comic Con to be worth something.
In the
Are you
second
going to be in
and third
Jurassic
film.
World again? She said, never say never.
But it would
So
make
you're like, oh, maybe
sense.
she's in the next one.
In those
Like a
shows,
giddy
Claire
school
is
child.
a freedom fighter. In the second and third one, Claire is a freedom fighter for dinosaurs. She goes out of her way to set them free and whatnot and make sure that they're being treated the best. So I don't like she'd be pioneering. Like if the world's like bored of dinosaurs, she wouldn't be. She'd be out there like fighting for them. And like it just doesn't make sense that these characters aren't in this.
Well, I suppose this is a covert operation that no one knows about. I understand that. But back to the
Done
point
that
of
before.
having Jonathan Bailey's character in it.
Yeah.
Because you've already hired Scarlett Johansson, who, from the evidence that we've been shown, is like a highly trained, like sort of mercenary and knows what she's doing. So why don't you just show her 3 photos of the 3 things that you need? Do you not think she's going to remember the dinosaurs that she needs to get stuff from?
I do think that Jonathan Bailey's character like knows about them. Like I don't think she like knows. She's there for the money. She's like, we need you to shoot these things and then get the DNA samples, and that's all you need to do. But you can hear him like when they're like about to do. He's like, you need to aim for this because that's where like the least amount of pressure is. And so I think like I understand where you're coming
But
from.
she can be told that
She can
in
be
like
told
a briefing beforehand by him.
Yeah.
He does not need to be there.
But I think I'd rather have a dino expert there. You know, like
I'd rather have an extra person the dinosaur can kill before I'm there. That's what Rupert Friend's thinking. I'm imagining.
That's true. But I think he's kind of useful, like, because no one else is a dino. Like, if you're going to go on this mission, you need someone that knows about this stuff. And I liked that Mahershala Ali's character didn't die, because I was like, they do that so many times. Like,
apparently they filmed two endings, one where he did, one where he didn't.
Well, I'm glad they
and like the when you and the audiences when you have a yes button, you have a no button. Test screenings.
The one where he
the one where he stays alive was the one that voted better.
Good.
Yeah, it was nice to see at least someone survive. Maybe he scared the dinosaur off with his roar.
Right.
They were both roaring at each other.
Hopefully so. But I'd like to, like, if
we're into spoilers territory.
Yeah.
So sorry.
By the way. But if they did do more, then I'd really like to see these three characters again. I don't know in what situation they'd be in, because that D-Rex is still around.
I don't know how you do another one.
I don't know what.
At this point, I think this might just be a one and done. I don't know what
maybe
can be. I don't know what could be built on this. If it makes some money, then anything's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the D-Rex is still around.
One thing I want to say, when they were getting my favourite scene, the T-Rex and the raft and it's swimming underwater.
Yeah.
Why would you make one of those? First of all, it starts with the scariest dinosaur in my opinion. One that looks innocent and cute, but then it has the big things that come out and spits venom at you and then eats you. That's the most terrifying dinosaur in my opinion. Especially from the first Jurassic Park, it's just there.
It's very menacing, like
terrifying. and then just getting the raft and the big T-Rex is there sleeping. She opens the raft and it's gone. And there's like the big chase and it's very terrifying. I'm just saying. And then like the girl's like hidden under the raft and they're all escaping and it's like a near-death experience and all that. I'm just saying, what the fuck's that raft made out of?
That's a good point.
It looks like it's made out of rubber. That rubber raft. It's like a same thing with that. Dinosaur picks it with his mouth and starts chewing. A T-Rex, pretty sharp teeth, I would say. It chomps into like a lot of like veins and arches of other dinosaurs, which it's tough to get through.
Yeah.
How is it not chewing through a raft? It's just a massive plot point in it because they need the raft for later.
The raft goes through a lot. It like comes through that little space and like pops
and
open.
Pops back up.
My mum went, "Oh my god!" I saw it with my mum and dad because they I
love the scene, but how ineffective is that fucking T-Rex?
True.
Does it need to sharpen its teeth?
Maybe it does.
Maybe it does.
It's not been around anymore.
Or is that the most indestructible raft you've ever seen?
Maybe that one. Maybe. Like, it's on an island with dinosaurs on it, so maybe they were like, we need
an indestructible raft that's teeth proof.
That would have been made in the 90s. so yeah. And it's like, as much as I like the opening, like the Snickers wrapper was just...
Also, why do they have a 7-Eleven on an abandoned...
I don't know, like, where were they getting all this from?
Yeah.
And like, why would you be so stupid as to like litter in a lab? Like, that was just... ridiculous. And then like it made the whole system shut down. Why wouldn't it just make the door malfunction? And it was like, oh, all the systems are closing. Why? It's not touched any of the other systems. I don't know, but I liked the red. Like, it looked cool. It reminded me of Godzilla, which
is also like evidence, yes.
But yeah, there's like a lot of it that I really enjoyed, and I think when I rate a film, I base it more on enjoyment more than like how much of like a cinematic masterpiece it is, because like not every film.
Not everything's like trying to be The Godfather or Citizen Kane, exactly. And this definitely isn't. Like, sort of like you, I look at what a film is trying to be and what it's going for, and the reason why this gets a 7 out of 10 from me is that it sort of succeeds.
Yeah. It
with
provides
that, it's enjoyable.
Chills
and thrills. It provides you with, entertainment. It's quite entertaining if you get past the dialogue, which I don't think people are that interested in. I was interested in it.
Yeah.
I wanted to see better dialogue and better characters.
Yeah.
Because they could have been like really good goated characters that are on the level of
Yeah.
an Ian Malcolm
Previous, yeah.
or an Owen Grady.
Mm.
But unfortunately not, they didn't get I liked like the conversation about, extinction and like survival that they had there. And that's like a good moment of like these animals were around for millions of years and we've only been around for like 200,000 odd years and we're already on like the verge of killing ourselves.
Exactly.
So everything's speaking to the modern day because you make it easy, Donald.
Yeah. You idiot.
But yes, I would not say don't watch it. I would say do watch it because I think it's just a very enjoyable time at the cinema.
Yeah, go get some popcorn.
If you've got the Sky VIP and you can get it for free, then
do it.
by all means do that.
Small and
Big
worth.
popcorn flick, get yourself some popcorn. Great.
Great time.
Yeah.
How would you rank the films? I've got a good one in my head. Mine's very controversial.
With this in mind, do you want to go worst to best or best to worst?
Worst to best.
Worst to best, and I would say The Lost World.
Oh, is that your least favourite one?
Yeah, that's my least favourite one. It just doesn't look very good, and I just didn't like the story.
And I don't think that Ian Malcolm is a like he's all right, but I don't think he's like a lead.
He's not a main
character. He
character.
needs other characters.
He needs so much. He needs like people to like play off.
Yeah.
That's his character. Then I would say I didn't love Dominion, so I'd say Dominion next, and then Jurassic Park 3, and then I would say it's sort of a tie between this and Fallen Kingdom because I think they're about the same.
I'm so glad that Fallen Kingdom isn't right near the bottom.
Yeah, because I quite like Fallen Kingdom.
Yeah, I like Fallen Kingdom.
But it's like dependent on what do you prefer, like them chasing around like a volcano infested island, or do you like a thing being chased in a mansion?
That's why I like it, because they didn't do the thing that
It's like
the
either
first
or.
film did. It's like here's both, and I think it makes sense.
In your opinion, yeah. I will
Like-
say Rebirth and then Fallen Kingdom.
Okay.
But it's marginal.
Yeah.
They might as well be the same.
Understandable.
And then I will say Jurassic World, and then I will say Jurassic Park.
The only two right answers at the top,
Well,
really.
the only right answer is Jurassic Park.
Jurassic
Still
Park
the
is
best one.
Yeah.
This is just.
Yeah.
This is very much like the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. The first one is the best one, and it's just diminishing returns afterwards, despite the fact that the rest make more money
Yeah.
because of the hype of the first one.
Mhm.
Like Dead Man's Chest and Outworld's End both made over like $1 billion.
Yeah.
Anywho, I think that's enough for
Can I
dinosaurs.
rank?
You can. Oh yeah, of course. Go ahead. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. You go ahead.
No,
you go ahead.
okay.
This will look very different to mine.
I think last for me would be Jurassic Park 3, because I really didn't like the characters. I thought they were all very annoying, and they gave Ellie children, and that was never something that was like on her mind. Or was it in the first one? But it was like with a different guy. No, thank you. And then I'd say The Lost World for reasons we just discussed.
Yes.
Then I'd say this one, Rebirth. Then I'd say Dominion. Just because I like the characters more, and I like the characters interacting with each other.
There's too many of them.
There are too many, but I like them all.
They're all like, remember that bit where we're all like squeezed into a car? That's when you know there's too many.
But it was fun to see them interact with each other. And then Fallen Kingdom, because I love it a lot. And then Jurassic World, and then Jurassic Park. It used to be Jurassic World, Jurassic Park. But
that's what you just said.
It
used
used
Jurassic
to be
World and
Jurassic
Park. It used to be Jurassic World and Jurassic Park. But now it's Jurassic World and Jurassic Park.
Used to be the other way around, but...
Because you're an idiot.
Well, it's because I didn't... Jurassic World was the first one that I saw. I didn't see Jurassic Park because I saw it in the cinema when it came out, and I loved it. And forever that was just like, because in my mind it's like I love that. And I've seen it many times since, but then I've seen Jurassic Park many times since, and every time I watch it I'm like,
oh yeah, this is good.
But I think that Jurassic World is like a good successor to it. I think they did a good job. But that's
The main caveat, Steven Spielberg in it.
Steven Spielberg, but he did the second one.
He did the second one.
That's the only thing.
He regrets it though. He
Yeah.
also thinks it's shit. So therefore, that like neutralises it.
I'd quite like him to come and do another one.
He's
Maybe.
in like a retrospective era. No,
Yeah.
isn't he? So
Yeah.
he's not going to do
What's
stuff
his
like
next thing?
this. I don't know. I think he's announcing the next thing, but he hasn't.
Is that what it
done
is?
anything. What's the last thing? Was Fableman's the last one he did?
I feel like it might be.
I like the Fableman's. It was
It was a good film. That came out 3 years ago.
Yeah. Oh God. Oh God. Oh no. The passage of time. It's a cruel mistress.
Indeed it is.
But yes, that's enough dinosaur talk, I think. Now I'm sick of dinosaurs, so thank you, Gareth Edwards.
Thanks, Gareth Edwards.
I would like to see a dinosaur movie that wasn't, Jurassic based.
Yeah.
We've
I
had a
mean, they
few.
tried with
They had
65, the Adam Driver one, which was
Driver
not
one,
good.
yeah.
I can't really name any others.
It's
There's
just
that,
taking it over.
there's that animated one, that, like, we're back, dinosaur. It's the movie, Big
Mhm.
Adventure in the Big City.
It's the good dinosaur.
The Good Dinosaur. There's
Which is
Dinosaur.
Dinosaur. Wonder
The
what that's about.
boring Disney one.
There's that bit in
Not really.
Fantasia.
It's that bit in Fantasia. You're right.
Mhm.
Land Before Time. Land
Mhm.
That Time Forgot. Land Before Time.
The Land That Time Forgot, I think it is.
Which has got like 14 films.
Incredible. Yeah, take that, Jurassic Park. You're only on your
day.
you're only on your 7th one.
Goodness.
Yeah, Jurassic Park 7, Jurassic World 4.
I don't know why it's not called Jurassic. Jurassic Planet, Jurassic Earth, Jurassic.
Well, you can't go from Jurassic World to Jurassic Planet because it means the same thing.
Yeah, but like new era. Because it's got nothing to do with Jurassic World.
Jurassic Universe.
Jurassic Universe
massive
in
now.
space. One day it'll be
Like Muppets
get to
in
that
space.
point. If James Bond's been to space, the Muppets actually haven't been to space.
The only reason James Bond went to space is because of Star Wars.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. James Bond just looks at things that are doing well and just says, "Oh, we'll just do that." Like they made Casino Royale because of the Bourne trilogy. Just thought, hey, we'll just do that with Bond.
But it's really good.
It's really good. That's because you get Martin Campbell. Martin Campbell's pretty good at Bond movies.
And then Inception, and they were like, we'll do Skyfall, because they're quite similar in like tone.
No, well, they did The Dark Knight, and then they said, we'll do Skyfall. And we'll just do a villain just that wants to get captured.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! Anyways, that's the show.
That's the
We've got anything else to
show.
talk about. Thank you everyone for listening to this episode of Magic at the Movies. Hope you enjoyed it and either agreed or disagreed with our opinions of Jurassic World Rebirth. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We hope if you liked it and you really did, then we're thankful for that.
Yeah.
So
You're keeping films alive.
hope you enjoyed yourself and actually went to the cinema to see it.
Yeah.
Yes. Again, thank you for watching and listening. If you are watching this on the YouTubes, feel free to like and subscribe to As Yet Untitled, and then push the bell notification so you never miss an episode of this podcast or the Greatest Things of All Time show or any of the 1-minute film reviews that I do. If you're listening to this on a podcast or want to listen to this on a podcast, where can they find us, Robert?
Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and Sony Music, and wherever else you may get your podcasts.
Say it with more feeling.
Spotify, Apple Podcasts,
Yes.
Amazon Music, and Sony Music,
I
and
think it's
wherever.
Sony Podcast.
Sony Podcasts. I'll get it
Start
right
again.
one day.
Start again. Alright, this is the one. Let's go.
Spotify,
Yes.
Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music,
Say what?
Sony Podcasts,
Oh, yeah.
and wherever else you may get your podcasts.
That is correct, ladies and gentlemen. 3rd time's the fucking charm. If you want to get into contact with us by leaving a comment on YouTube, which is what you can do, you can also follow us on Blue Sky, which is Twitter, but nicer for the lefties. Which is what we are to lefty liberal boys.
Hello.
Socialism, eh?
Yeah.
It's great.
Isn't it just?
Yes, we are at magicatthemovies.bsky.social. If you want to follow us on Instagram personally, I am at The Mighty Joe 888. Robert is.
Rob G Hall.
Both on Instagram. If you want to, leave a comment, say you disliked a thing, what you want us to cover, a question that you have for us.
Yeah.
It could be read out on this very podcast.
Wow.
What else?
Not much.
Not much else.
What are we doing next week?
Next week, big week, Superman.
Could this be a plug for a thing that we're doing later? That reminded me if Star Wars did the Superman thing.
Well, because it's direct. Because it's
John Williams.
It's John Williams.
Yeah.
Someone told me once that all of his sound the same. It's not true.
It's not, but I get where they're coming from.
What? Because you have to use the same instruments.
Because you sometimes it gets confusing between like Indiana Jones and Star Wars.
No, I understand. Because they've got different, tunes, and they sound different. I would say Superman's John Williams' best score. Please stop.
And then Indiana Jones is. See it as. And then Superman is.
It's going to turn into a musical section of the show. Is it the different?
And Harry Potter. That's very different.
And Schindler's List, very different.
Schindler's List. Anything else?
He's done a lot, hasn't he?
Did he do Jurassic Park?
He did, yeah. The thing we've been talking about today, he did that.
He did that one.
They had that big moment where they had the thing and oh look, that's cool.
Yeah.
Because they have to do that.
I do like it every time that comes up. I'm just like,
Yeah, this is my jam, this is my shit. Yeah, play that DJ.
Put it on replay.
Like in the club. Drop that bass.
Thanks, John.
Yeah, John. Oh yeah, you absolute legend.
Oh yeah.
But yes, it is Superman next week, and we are very excited to both watch and talk about it.
Indeed.
And despite the fact that some reviews have come out even before the thing has and says, negative things.
They could be trolls,
They could be trolls, they could, just be, trying to get people mad. And I mean, one of them, someone looked into it, and apparently that reviewer also didn't like Sinners, so...
Well then...
I don't think we'll be taking their opinion.
No. Well, the review embargo lifts as we're recording this in a
but the
few
review
hours.
came out before the embargo, so that was the thing. But yes, very excited. Because the embargo hasn't been lifted yet, but we'll see. I think I'll still enjoy it.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, Superman.
We'll see this time next week.
We'll see next time next week. So be prepared for that. Big Superman week. Thank you all very much for watching and listening. And we will see you all in the next one.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.